Hey, it's Josh with the Restaurant Scaling System, and today we're going to be working to create the framework for your 2024 game plan. It's going to be impossible to complete this workshop without the worksheet. So if you haven't downloaded it and printed it out, please hit pause, click below to download it, and print it out. The goal here is to help you find clarity around what parts of your business are working and which ones aren't, so that we can double down on what's working in 2024 and know what needs to be improved. To do that, I'm going to introduce you to a model I've used to scale countless restaurants. High level, our job is to really work on three core parts of your restaurant. Your revenue model, optimizing the way you currently make money. Your ability to garner attention, think press and digital media, and customer frequency. Ultimately answering the question, can you convince folks to come back when you need the business? All of the work that we'll be doing together has one singular focus: to scale profitability without increasing your current workload and reducing your current level of overwhelm. So how do we do it, right? Grab a pen in the worksheet, and I'm going to run you through our working model. To start, let's look at the triangle on the left side of the paper. On the left side, write revenue. On the right side, write attention, and on the bottom, write frequency. These are the drivers of profitability that create the momentum to scale. And for each of them, there are three key accelerators. So as we run through each accelerator, I want you to imagine a traffic light. This is going to be a self-assessment of where you are with each component. So on the right side, you'll use that space to fill in the list from 1 to 9. And as we run through the accelerators, rate yourself based on the following scale. Green, meaning you're nailing it and it's amazing. Yellow, meaning you're doing okay, but you could use some refinement. And red, meaning there's a problem and you really need help with it. Cool? All right, let's jump in. So when we're looking at revenue, the first thing we want to do is master margins. The point here is to make sure that we're funneling traffic to a restaurant that's set up to make money. Are you currently losing money or netting less than 15%? How close are you to the profitability goals of your current operation? Mark yourself red if you're at break even or losing money. Yellow if you're netting 1 to 10%, or green if you're netting higher than 10%. Next, let's look at increasing income. To start, have you maxed out your current earning potential? Are you already slammed from open to close on peak? Does your team have the sales tools they need to maximize your average customer spend? And lastly, do you have systems in place to maximize turn times? We're trying to answer the question, is your restaurant a well-oiled machine? Let's choose green, yellow, or red. The last element we need to look at is the diversification of revenue. How many revenue streams do you have at the moment? 2, 4, 6? How many different ways are you making money? And if you're only doing dine-in and delivery, mark yourself red. If you've got 3 to 4 streams of income, mark yourself yellow, and 5 or more, mark yourself green. How are you feeling so far? We've covered the 3 drivers of revenue, and we know where you are on each. And that's going to go a long way to highlight where our strengths and weaknesses lie. Next, let's talk about awareness. How good are you at getting attention? At the heart of that question is the question, how good are you at creating awareness for your brand? Because that is the only pathway to acquiring new customers. Now let's run through those 3 drivers. The first is social media. Are you proud of what you're posting on social media? Are you posting as much as you would like to? And here's a more important question. Are you actively engaging your audience on social? Are you communicating on a one-to-one basis, or are you just broadcasting to the masses? Is it part of a bigger marketing strategy? And when you look at your competitors, are you the one putting out the best content? Now let's grade it. Green, I love what we're doing and it's driving a ton of new business. Yellow, I post on social media from time to time, but there's really no plan. And red, I don't know where to start and I don't know where it should go. Next, let's look at the websites where potential customers decide whether or not to choose you. Look at your website, your Yelp page, and your Google profile. From a marketer's perspective, are these set up to convert? Most of us don't realize that these are sales pages that need to be designed to convince people to choose you today through world-class copywriting, imagery, and calls to action. How are you doing there? Choose green if you took the time to think it out and you've executed a cohesive sales strategy. Yellow if the pages look good, but there's no sales strategy in place. And red if you haven't looked at those pages in months. Lastly, let's talk about press. Are you getting the press you deserve? When you're looking at your competitors, are you getting the same press they are? Are you in the monthly roundups like the top 10 list and the best of series? Could you be getting more attention in the media? Rate yourself green if you've been written up in the past month, yellow if you've been written up in the past 3 months, and choose red if it's been longer than 3 months since your last piece of press. Because that's how the best restaurants in the world are getting everyone's attention. Those are the key elements in creating a machine that is constantly driving new traffic. And then that brings us to the bottom of the triangle in the third driver of profitability, which is customer frequency. This is where most folks see the most opportunity. And the first element in turning infrequent guests into regulars is capturing their data. How good are you at capturing your customer's name, phone number, email address, and birthday? Do you have a mandated system in place to get that done? Are you tracking it? For every 10 customers that come in, how many are you getting all of that information for? Rate yourself green if you're snagging 8 or more of those 10 guests. Rate yourself yellow if it's only 5 to 8 guests. And rate yourself red if you're getting data from less than half of the folks coming into your restaurant. Now, the next logical question is, what are you going to do with that data? Do you have a system in place that's firing off texts and emails that they actually look forward to getting? Are you using those opportunities to provide value or to sell? Do you truly believe that the folks you message look forward to your emails and texts? And are you able to fire off a message and drive them back to you when you need the business? If you're sending out messages monthly that delight your guests, rate yourself green. If you're sending out the same boring messages as your competitors, rate yourself yellow. And if you're not reaching out at all, rate yourself red. Now, last up, I want to talk about creating network effect. Who are your brand ambassadors? How many people out there are helping you drive traffic to your restaurant? Have you partnered with other local businesses to help breed awareness? Do you know the concierge at every hotel in your area? Are you on a first name basis with office managers in the neighboring companies? Do you personally know the names of every apartment complex manager in town? Rate yourself green if you're building those relationships every week and supplying those folks with the tools they need to help you drive traffic. Rate yourself yellow if you've done a little outreach. And rate yourself red if you simply haven't gotten around to this. And with all that being said, that's it. That's our working model, and those are the drivers. Did you notice something? None of the initiatives mentioned cost $1 to implement. And I think that's pretty cool, right? So now we have a 360-degree scan of your business with some greens, some yellows, and some reds. You need to leverage your strengths in the greens and fix the red so that you can effectively scale your restaurant's profitability. You can do it alone, or we can work together to come up with a step-by-step plan. And if you're tired of doing everything yourself, or looking at a never-ending list of things to do that may or may not even help your business, let's chat. We can get on a call, walk through your colors, and focus time around building a plan that'll help you grow. Use the form below to hop on that call.